We're now live. I'm going to open this DTC training hour by bringing on Jackie Bellavia Duhon and Tanya Ricord. Obviously, you guys, this is your time. I'm just going to say I appreciate how we do these on the Saturdays, and we get to have some fun with it. And I think, do we have everybody co-hosted that needs to be co-hosted?
We need Laura.
We need our cook.
Yes.
Right. Tanya, Jackie, it's all, I'm handing over to you ladies.
Well, thank you, Roy. I don't, Tanya, are you here, baby girl? Okay, I'm just gonna run with it. How about that?
She should be there. Hold on one sec.
I don't know.
She's unmuted, and camera on.
Huh.
But we don't hear her.
Give her a minute.
Sure.
Yeah, she's trying to get connected. And let's see, babe. She's here. She's on.
Yeah, we're not hearing her.
Hold on.
We gotta have the hostess with the mostest, man. She's my buddy.
Now you can hear us, right?
Yes, that's my beautiful lady. Hey, darling.
Hi, sweetie. I needed my techie husband to help me. How you guys doing? Welcome to Wine Hour. Love it. Well, yeah, go ahead, Jackie, though. I'll step back while you introduce our pairing host.
I will do that. I didn't want to start without you. You know, I love having you with me on Saturdays. So good morning, everybody. This is our favorite time on Saturday. It is our DTCA wine brunch hour. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jackie. You know Tanya and I, you see us every Saturday. We absolutely love doing this. But after Thanksgiving, we really have, and I hope all of you had a blessed Thanksgiving with your families. But today we have a special guest, and she is cooking. We always love to have her on the show. She has a really sweet treat for you all today with some education packed into that. So without further ado, I am going to introduce my very dear friend, Miss Laura Armstrong. Laura, what you got for us this morning, baby girl?
Hey everybody, I'm so excited to be here from Canada, and the fact that I still have our delicious wines here makes me so happy. So I thought after Thanksgiving, we're entering into colder weather. It actually snowed here yesterday, which completely sucked. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to start making winter meals, right? And I thought, when Jackie and I were talking about this, I'm like, I've done wine pairings with cheese and with different types of wines and meats. And I thought, why don't we do a pairing with pasta? Okay, so pasta is one of my favorite things, right? Ever since I was a little girl, my grandmother was Mennonite, and she would make a homemade macaroni and cheese, right? And I remember how good that was, right? I didn't make that today, so that's my story. But what I did today is I created 4 different pasta sauces. And I'm going to pair each one with one of our wines. And I'm going to give you options for our other wines. I love wine. My husband and I travel the world drinking wine. And I can tell you that our wine club wines are some of the best that I've had. And I've tasted a lot of wine. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how to prepare your wine for the meal when you're making it. The first dish that I'm going to have, and I just actually finished cooking it, is an Alfredo. I made it from scratch. And it was way easier than I thought. It took me literally, yeah, the men are coming over now because they're hearing there's food, okay? This is happening. Right?
Tell the men I'm coming over.
So Jackie's going to post my page, and what I did is I put recipes for all of the sauces that I made and the wines that I paired on there for you. And then I'm going to do a pesto with a pasta. All the pasta except the egg noodles today is going to be gluten-free. So I did a corn pasta, and I did a chickpea pasta. And if you're gluten-free or want to increase your protein, I highly recommend that you try those pastas. They taste like regular pasta, and they're far healthier than just a regular wheat pasta. Okay. So the first one, come on over, you guys. Everyone's waiting for the food. So come on over, have a seat. So you can see them all. I have guests in my house today. I'm doing this pairing. You want to come over there?
Oh my God, you're having a party,
I
baby.
know, it's a pasta party, right? With our wine. So, because if you don't make Saturday morning fun, what are we all doing here, right? So, all right. So our first pasta that I'm going to have is Alfredo because it's the messiest and the one I just cooked. So it's going to be the one that I want to serve up first. So the wine that I'm pairing with this is the Nile Eddy Pinot Noir. So with a white or a cream pasta, you want to have something a little bit lighter. Remember, you want to match the acidity of your pasta sauce with the wine. So the Alfredo is not such an acidic sauce because it's a white sauce with cream and Parmesan. So you want a lighter wine that's going to complement the wine. You don't want it to disappear in the tasting of the pasta. Okay. So when you open your bottle, make sure you open it in advance of your meal. Okay. And then I highly suggest you pour a little bit in each glass to open the wine. What does opening the wine mean? So when you pour, you're going to notice you pour bubbles into your glass. This aerates the wine, and actually it's kind of like opening a can of something delicious. It smells really good, but until you put it on the plate and heat it up, the whole thing smells better. So wine is like that, right? So it opens up the wine. It's called opening up the wine. So I've opened this up for about 5-10 minutes now, and you can swirl the wine around to give it a little bit of extra aroma. And I think I talked about this in my last wine and cheese. If you want to smell the notes, what are called notes on the wine, you can smell them with your nose. Each of your olfactory senses in your nose on each side are very different. So they're going to pick up different things. Okay. So a Pinot Noir, it's a lighter wine. It's known for more a cherry finish. Here you guys, take your wine. James, are you doing one? No. Okay, she's not doing one. No. All right. So what do you notice on the wine?
Grapes.
Grapes.
Good answer.
I can't win, right? It's all, so okay, stay off camera. All right. So what do you guys notice?
A little bit of spice. A little bit of
Spice,
like
yeah.
cinnamon spice.
Spicy, yeah. That's typical of a Pinot Noir. And the one that we have in our club, the Nile Eddy, is absolutely delicious. So this will also pair really well with the pesto that we're going to have next as well. Okay. So what I'm going to do, if you guys want to chat for a minute, I'm just going to serve up the Alfredo and then we'll pair it, we'll taste it. Then we'll move on to the second wine. Does that sound good, you guys?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
awesome.
So while Laura's plating her pasta, and she always does such a great job, I'm glad Tanya unmuted. I see Roy's unmuted. Just a little bit about our wines, guys. She's exactly right. If you have never tried one of our boutique wines, you really are missing out. They are phenomenal. Yeah. They are cultivated. I like to say cultivated, fermented with true care. We have legacy winemakers that actually are employed by Rory and Tanya or contracted with Rory and Tanya to make sure that they are getting the result that they want. And that takes a labor of love. And so I always like to thank Rory and Tanya for taking the interest in loving wine as much as I do for that very reason. So Tanya, you have anything to add to that?
No, I mean, I love what Laura's doing here. We talk a lot about, Jackie and I talk about a lot about our ancestry. We're both from Italian descent. So this just brings it right back to me. My first pairings with wine were done with pasta and different sauces. So it's just, it's a really, I think they marry well together and they're meant to go together, in my opinion. And there isn't one of my recipes that doesn't have a little wine in it as well. It's just meant to break down the meat and everything, like break down it just pairs, they just marry really well together. So yeah, definitely love and excited to see what she has to say here.
Yes. She always does such a good job. And she was talking about her grandmother's mac and cheese, and I stepped out on a limb. Y'all know I have a boyfriend, Michael. We had our very first Thanksgiving together with friends, and I stepped out and actually made that. And you know what? I outdid myself. was like, dang. But we had several bottles of our wine on Thanksgiving, and that was a true joy to share that with folks that have never experienced that, and to see how they enjoyed our product. And it was really very, very nice. So Roy, you got anything? Are you over there working?
I'm watching this going, that Alfredo sounds great. Teddy knows I love Alfredo, so she's got to make me some here soon, or else I'm going to be like in major envy. Wow, Laura, on a Saturday. The thing that's fun about bringing Laura on here is she makes like a casual like charcuterie board like over the top every time, right? So it's never a small, it's always like, oh yeah, I guess we could do that too if we want to spend hours to prepare all this. It's always fun. It's always fun.
He brings the state dinners to the Saturday morning wine show.
Absolutely. That's true.
It's just awesome. It's just awesome. And we're having a party there, which is great. But we're in the time of year, and I just point that out there. We all should be gathering with family and friends and doing all that. And this is really cool. This is really cool. I like how we do this on Saturdays, guys. I really do. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you. What you got, Miss Laura? I think you're ready, baby.
So do you want to see the Alfredo? Like, it's freaking beautiful. Like, it's a... Can you see that okay?
Oh, wow.
That looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Get in
Now,
there.
I didn't add shrimp or vegetables to it. It's just a simple sauce, but you can add whatever you want, like depending what you want in your Alfredo. I highly recommend not beef unless it's cubed, but you would put a chicken or a fish in there, like a shrimp or lobster or anything like that. Or if you're vegetarian, any vegetables will go great with it. So let's try this out a little bit. And then I'm going to get our audience's point of view.
Yum. There's James in the background.
Thanks,
Yum.
James.
Oh my God, that's good.
James, you're teasing us. That's not fair.
What I've noticed about James, he says very few words, but they're so powerful. Like, we all know what that means.
That means I talk too much, right?
I just love my girl.
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now we're going to try the red wine. Oh, that's good, right? It doesn't overpower the pasta because the pasta. I put a lot of garlic in the pasta. Shocker, right? But it's really delicious, right? So this is a really good pairing. I also put Italian herbs in, and I actually put the recipe on my page. So it literally took me 3 minutes to make this. This is not diet. There's whipping cream and butter. And so if you're on like a low fat, do not eat this dish, right? Okay. So I mean,
It's only the skinny calories.
yeah, it's like, so, get the like skim milk and make it that way. I'm sure it'll work fine.
Oh, no, hard pass, guys. Don't do that.
I'm like, no.
The great thing about Italian food, you guys, is it's just simple ingredients, but they're good. You want to get high quality and simple and just, oh, yum.
Don't cheat. Your belly will know. Trust me.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to turn it to the audience for just 2 minutes. Audience, how do you feel about this pasta?
It's very good. I love it.
And how do you feel about pairing with the wine?
I was skeptical having a red wine with pasta, but it pairs perfectly. It's
Right.
not too overwhelming. It just blends everything. Amazing.
Okay, we have 4 pastas, so pace yourself. Okay. That was like studio audience, okay. Because you gotta have a studio audience if you're having a party, right?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna move
I'm
on to
beginning
the
to
second
believe you
one.
got Italian blood in you somewhere, girl. You better go check
know,
your
It's funny because
me or whatever.
my sister's husband, his parents are from the north of Italy, and we used to go there, and I would spend almost the entire time in the kitchen with his mom. I learned everything she had to teach me about how to cook Italian food, and it is so simple, right? And I go over there, she started laughing. She's like, okay, Laura, what do you want to learn today? I was like, cooking classes with Olga. It was great, right? So now we're gonna go on to the other lighter pasta, which is a pesto pasta. I don't make my own pesto. Like, are you kidding me? Right, like, no way. So it's a complicated process, and I did put a recipe for those of you brave enough to do it. but I got a really good one that was organic from the grocery store, and it's basil based, which I love. So what I did is I put the pasta in the pesto, oh my God, the pesto in the pan, and then I heated it up and added the pasta that I had already cooked. This is a corn pasta. Okay. And then I heated it up and I just let it sit there, and I let the pasta in, the pesto infuse into the pasta. There's too many P's in that conversation. All right. Hold on one sec. I'll let you guys talk for a second while I prepare that and then get the wines for that. And then I'll talk about the wines. Sound good?
Absolutely, sweetheart. You are doing wonderful. I absolutely love having her on this show, y'all. She just makes it like it's, an event. And that's what we want. We want you to enjoy and really grow your palate, and learn, but have fun doing it. And, do you have to have 4 sauces and different pastas to pair the wines? Absolutely not. But the more you explore, the more you're going to learn, and make it fun. I mean,
The thing,
I don't know.
Jackie, the thing about the holidays that I wanted to say right here is that this is the greatest time to exploring your tastes and your pairing with, because you can do things like Laura's doing. You can get a group together, try different sauces, make it a great party, and then try different wines and expand your palate. So I love the holidays for opening and expanding your palate, trying different wines with different foods. I think it's just the perfect time.
Yes, I agree. And do little things that you may not try, and you might be surprised. And there is no right or wrong. You hear Rory and Tanya talk about that a lot, that, we have a misnomer that white wines have to go with chicken or this or that sauce or whatever. A red has to go with steak. That is so not true, especially with our wines and the ways that they are cultivated. The tastes are going to be so much broader, in my opinion, and delicious. And you're going to really be surprised on what you may learn. We've had many people come on in the past. I mean, I still think about the lady that did the peanut butter and jelly, whatever she did that day, and she paired it with one of our wines, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Such as what Laura is doing. I can't wait to hear the other dishes that she's come up with. I've never heard of corn pasta before, though. I'm interested. Have you, Tanya?
No, I've heard of other kinds, like a chickpea.
Yeah, I've heard of the
that.
chickpea and the I even beets and stuff but I've never heard of a corn pasta, so I'm very interested in that. Go ahead, Laura.
Polenta, but not pasta.
Oh my God, polenta. So I have a polenta story. So we're hiking up Mount Madonna in the north of Italy, right? And so we're hiking up, and like I'm dying. I'm like, oh, there's got to be some good food or drink at the end of this. I'm dying. There's too much exercise. So we finally get to this restaurant out of the way, and there's like 10 of us. We go in, and it's in the north of Italy. So their polenta is like a soup.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, but the soup is not just soup. It's polenta, which is cornmeal with cheese and butter. It's heart attack in a bowl times 10, right? So we go in, there's no app. There's wine and there's polenta, because you don't need anything else. And this was the most decadent polenta I ever had in my life. And there's literally nobody, we're in this restaurant, nobody's around, and it was so good. And so now when I come here and I see the polentas and the roll, I just kind of cry. I'm like, no, I want to be in Italy. So, but it's all good, right? So
talk to us about that corn pasta, because I've never heard of
corn pasta. So you can find it in almost every grocery store now. And basically, instead of a flour base, it's got a corn base. And it's just as tender. And if you like it al dente, you can eat, and it doesn't fall apart. I find the only one I don't really like is rice pasta, because if you boil it a minute too long, it's super mush, right? So the corn pasta holds the shape, and so does the chickpea pasta, right? So, and the taste, Luciana, I have one of my Italian friends here. She actually made the red sauce. She comes over and brings me cases of it. She's on the nice list.
Oh, wow.
I'll introduce you to her in a minute. So anyways, so the corn pasta has become our staple. We don't eat a lot of pasta, but when we do, it's always gluten-free, because it's interesting, because if I have flour from North America, I get a reaction. If I have flour from Italy, I don't have a reaction, because they don't genetically modify their their flour. So it's just depending what feels good for you. So I would suggest trying it out. It's a great alternative and it's just as cheaply priced as regular pasta.
I'm gonna go find me some. I've never seen it in the store. I've seen the chickpea, as you mentioned, you know,
Yeah.
and things like that, but I've never seen that one. Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, let us see
So
that
now-
dish, baby girl.
All right, let's bring it in. Let's bring it in. This is the pesto with the pasta. Oh wait, we gotta put a little parm on it to make it like super restaurant-y looking. Oh my God, that looks so good. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That looks delicious. Yeah. You got a little
Uh,
palm on top of that? Is that what you got on top?
The Parmesan. Lost my fork. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So now we're pairing this pasta with the More Than Muse Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not a white person. I mean, I am a white person, but I'm not a white wine drinker. Right? So this wine is actually become one of my favorites for drinking wine and pairing it with lighter foods. Okay. So remember, this is, you guys should take, I'll take your wine. Hold on one sec. Refinish your red. There you go. So this wine is great for pairing with lighter pastas. I wouldn't recommend it with a red, but again, like they said, it's your taste. If you like it, drink it, right? Like it's whatever feels good for you. So the reason I like our Sauvignon Blanc, it's very crisp and there's a lot of fruit notes in it. I smell lemon. You smell lemon? Anybody else?
Very refreshing.
Refreshing.
Wow.
Refreshing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of citrus notes in it too, right? Now, when you're drinking your white wine, so all my wine I store between, because I have a couple wine fridges, don't sweat it, you don't need to go out and get one. But red wine, typically, if you're into your wine, should be drunk between 59 and 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? Because that actually stores it at the right temperature and it also is immediately drinkable once you start. Okay? This is a very nice Sauvignon Blanc. The color is clear and crisp, and it's a nice golden finish, right? Not as golden as a Chardonnay, but it's got a nice finish on it. This is going to pair really nicely with the pesto. The pesto is a light sauce. I don't drown my pasta in the pesto, just enough to coat it, right? And let's try that out. Oh my God, that's good. Okay. I can only eat so much, so I gotta like be careful. Right? So I try.
Just a bite.
Just a bite. Okay. Mm.
Wow.
That's really good, right?
Wow. Really
Audience, hold on.
good. Wow.
Holy moly.
Right?
I'm sorry that you guys aren't getting to try this. I'm really sorry.
She's okay. Enough of him, right? It's enough of him. Okay. So this is a really good combination. I would definitely make that for dinner again.
Definitely. I would
Yeah.
definitely make that for dinner.
And simple to make. So it was just a frying pan meal basically, right? And took me 2 minutes to put together. When I'm doing my pasta in the frying pan, I use these. Do not use a flipper because you'll break up your pasta. Okay. We'll just keep an eye on
Nice
that.
little tip there, Sister Laura.
Tips, I'm full of them, you know it.
She's
All right.
dropping golden nuggets all over y'all, guys. Y'all better be taking notes.
Okay, so you guys need to finish up because we're getting into the third phase. No pressure from the audience. Okay, so that's our lighter pastas. Now we're gonna move into a marinara pasta. Marinara pasta is the staple of pasta that you see out there in the world today. It's the red sauce, right? And one of my guests today is my girlfriend Luciana. We've been friends for a very long time, and she does traditional sauce making every year with her family in the garage. She gets the tomatoes, she cans it, and then I ask for a case of the cans. So I don't participate, but I benefit, right? And so it's all good.
You're coming to Dallas in a couple of weeks, you know, you might want to
Well, a couple cans.
help
Okay,
us sister out. I might have a couple of wine bottles for you. Let's do a trade.
Okay. She's coming soon. She's like, I'm coming to Dallas.
Oh,
All right.
come on.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna prepare that, and we're having that with that and the last sauce with the chickpea pasta. Okay, so basically, we're now going to go into a little bit of a heavier red. So with the marinara sauce, we're going to start with the Adele Zinfandel. Okay, this is a great wine. I actually have 3 wines. One sec.
Boy, you sounded like Rory. He's rubbing off on you. One sec.
I
You
don't
did
know.
that perfectly, man. Like you couldn't have done that if you tried.
There is no one sec, right? It just doesn't exist. So we're gonna drink the Adele today. Okay, actually, I've drank a lot of Zinfandel. It was never my favorite wine until I tried this one, and I'm being totally straight with you because I know no other way to be. But I was so impressed with this vintage and this grape that we produced out of California. It's exceptional. And I've had Zinfandel and I thought, oh, well, I'll order the Zinfandel in a restaurant. And it's just not as good as this. And I'm like, and so thanks, you ruined me for the rest of the world, right? So, but the fact of the matter is, this is it, right? So take advantage of it. Know that it's a really good wine. The other 2 wines that you can pair with the marinara sauce are the Ricord Merlot. Okay, that's a heavier wine. So that's on the edge of being too heavy with the acidity, but it's still really good. And the other one is the Syrah, the Discovery Syrah. Okay, both of those are delicious wines. Any of 3 of those are going to pair beautifully. We're going to focus on the Zinfandel. So this will go into the hopper for now. All right. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys talk for a bit while I prep up the next dish. Okay.
We got it. Okay, what are we going to talk about now?
Guys, I just want to say, you can notice that she's sharing those wine bottles and they have people's names on them. We have this amazing thing here that we're allowing people to win and a wine label. And we did have allowed 5 label winners, which is 1 more left for this next year coming. And Rory and I and Peter we agreed that if we had how many was it, Rory? What was the rules? 25 people? Was it 25?
25.
Yeah, 25. If 25 earn the dinner, should I pull up what that is?
Yeah, but I think we need to reiterate that because you guys, you don't understand. This is amazing opportunity. It is the biggest trophy you're ever going to get, to have a bottle of wine with your name on it. I mean, and also because it's a family thing too, right, Jackie? Like we Italians are so family oriented. We're so proud of that heritage and to share that.
Absolutely. And the cool thing about earning that, it's not one and done, Tanya. Y'all have graciously, when you earn the wine bottle, like Niall and Linda Horn, our newest wine winner, it's forever, y'all. It's when, the vintage is made over and over and over again. What an honor. And I know I want to be a wine label winner. I've been saying it for years to get my butt to work, but it's truly an honor. And if you've heard Linda and Niall and Donna and Deanna talk about that, I mean, they get emotional every single time because it is that big of a recognition, and you're not going to get that anywhere. And everyone is available to participate and to run for that. So don't think that you're not, because it's available to everyone the way that they have it set up. Yeah. Right, Tanya?
Yeah, and it's just an amazing opportunity. And I didn't even realize for myself. I mean, like Rory talks about how this was something he always wanted. I didn't necessarily even know that was something I wanted until I saw the bottle with my name on it. And it was like, wow, I got so emotional. And I kept thinking about my Nona and what she would think, seeing that, it would just really, really bless her. That's why I'm super excited for my newest label, because it's to honor my heritage.
And so your newest label is absolutely stunning. Do you have a bottle of it to show? I'll go grab one.
You haven't seen the newest one, Jackie. It's not out yet.
Oh, it's not. Well, excuse me.
I'm like,
I have to wait because I don't know the one. I don't know how much better it can get, because I absolutely love the one
that does this
with the bears.
Yeah,
something beautiful is on the horizon.
I knew you were back there somewhere. I was waiting
when we switched over to the DTCA. We had to recreate everything to match our new bread. And so I got to actually have a big, huge say. If you guys don't know, I am the one that chooses everything that goes on the labels. That's always something that I work with. And I work with Daniel to help create it. But it's always my vision behind the person, because I love each and every one of the people that have a label, and I have a very deep relationship with them. And so I want to make sure that it honors them. And so I design everything. So my label I didn't get to design my first one, but that was a surprise. But this one I get to design. I'm super excited for it to be bottled. It isn't bottled yet though. But anyway, you guys, the fact of the matter is, I just want you guys to understand what a blessing it is to have this, how great it is. And it's something that you're going to cherish and share. I mean, all of our kids have got a bottle of the Ricord empty, but they've got the bottle, it's because it's something that they are super excited about, that it's theirs. So, it's just a blessing to have it. But Rory, go ahead and tell us what was the new. It was 25, I think.
I'm just gonna, but you guys, it's for the company, and you guys, we've structured our wine business to go forever, right? We've structured it to last. And so, and obviously we didn't do it ourselves. It's a community. Like this is our business, guys. And our Wine of the Month Club is an extension of DTC. It's one of the things we do. And to have that label is very awesome. I'm going to tell you guys, I joke, Tanya and I get our own labels. It costs us millions of dollars. I think we probably would be earning it the same way anyway, so I feel good about it. But you guys get, we get to earn one. And I'm going to bring up the points here in a second, but I'm going to tell you, it's not for one time. It's you get to own that you're going to get a varietal, and every time we release it, it's coming again out in that name. I think, we've got new renditions. We've seen all the new labels in the transition, except for mine. Yours, and then we haven't seen the new Deanna yet.
Yeah,
and that's just because Malbecs are coming. When they come. It'll be on the on a Malbec, and that label, you haven't shared that with anybody yet, right?
Nope.
Okay, so yes, that's one you guys got to see. And then the new Tanya is coming out. She's got and you guys, Tanya loves reds. I'm just going to talk about this for a second because since you brought it up, she really loves her wine. She really loves her reds, and there's certain whites that she likes, and so it's kind of fun to do to do that on there. However, we're watching those that are like leading, and I'm going to just bring this up there. It's real. We want to pair the wine with the individual, because that varietal is going to be coming out constantly, right? The new vintage comes out, and and it's something is really to go into that. But I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people in the running here. I'm actually going to just bring up a snapshot. Now we go until end of July.
Yeah. Yes.
End of July. And then, and so, I mean, we're in the end of November, right? So December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. That's 8 months. Okay. So we've gone through about 4 months of the direction. I'm going to show you where the points are at, and just keep in mind, I'm going to show you where they're at. I'm going to show you some stuff here. Let me share my screen.
Just know that the points, though, they're not caught up all the way.
Not just that. I'm just going to show you guys. Yeah, we got the manual points that we do on a regular basis, but not every day. And like the IBO points haven't been added. Like we add things as they come through. So there's a lot more points being added, but I just want to show you guys where it's at, and then where it's to get at. And I'm just going to just point out something.
Brian, can I do the third wine before you do that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll wait. I love waiting. Go. I really do. I want to hold this out.
You got carried away. I was trying to interrupt him, Laura. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm good at it. Okay. All right. Right now.
Unmute. Laura, someone hit the.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna have the Zinfandel with the red sauce. I'll let you have a little peek at the dish. So this is the can you see that? Okay.
Yeah. Pull the plate towards you a little bit. Pull the plate towards you. There we go. Wow, look at that top.
Oh my God.
And so what I did is I added some garlic to the sauce with some spices, but the sauce is so good that she makes, it doesn't need much, right? I just let it all sit there. I've been cooking since 9 a.m. this morning. So all these have been sitting for a couple hours, right? So we're going to have this with the Zin. And let me just take a bite here. How's the sauce, guys?
It's amazing. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations. It's
Thank
awesome to me.
you.
I know what I want for Christmas now.
That's awesome.
Wow. Oh, you did send me the recipe, please.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, like it, and the good thing about a red sauce pasta, no matter what pasta you're cooking, you don't want to make it overpower the sauce, and I don't think this one does.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? It's good. That deserves a second bite. All right.
Food channel, telling knows.
All right.
That's it. I need two things for Christmas
Comments?
now.
The wine
What?
has, sorry, a chocolatey kind of flavor, which actually pairs with the meat sauce and the pasta. Which
That's
is
not meat, that's just tomato.
Oh, is it just tomato sauce?
Yeah.
Okay, so it pairs with the sauce really well.
Okay.
Weird chocolate and tomato, but it works perfectly.
Very fruity wine. I love it. I know what I want for Christmas.
Okay, there's a Christmas list happening. We'll just keep going. Okay. So this wine is very delicious. When you're drinking darker red, make sure that you pour it ahead of time to let it aerate, as any reds actually, and it will actually make the wine taste a little better. So this is a delicious wine, great color on it. You can see how dark it is. And lots of chocolate, fruit,
Definitely chocolate.
on it. It's very good. All right. All right. So we're gonna have a quick break. I'll let Rory continue. I'm gonna plate the last dish.
What is your last dish, sweet baby girl?
Ooh, last dish is a ragu sauce.
Oh,
So this delicious tomato sauce, and I added meat in with a little bit of red wine, and some spices, and then I let it sit with some onions as well. I let it sit for 2-3 hours. And just stirred it and stirred it and stirred it and let it sit, because the longer a sauce sits, the more the spices can get into the meat and the sauce. Okay. So let me
absolutely.
plate that up, and then I will do the last wine, which is going to be our Antonio Cab with that. So it's a bit of a bolder taste, but pairs really well with beef or any kind of meat, heavier meat. Okay.
Okay, Roy's gonna finish up his.
I'm gonna share my screen. And you guys, this is on our instructional, let me go back to that. All right, this is our instructor link. I'll go ahead and put this in the chat too.
Also, was her page in the chat, Jackie?
I was just getting ready to post it. I was
Perfect.
waiting for her to do the last one, but there it is.
Perfect.
Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
Awesome. I'm going to share that. I'm going to share that link in our groups too. So right here, this is where it's at, right? This is all the training that we're putting everybody through to be to do the instructing. But right here, this is the point system for earning travel cash. Now I'm going to point this out, and Tanya, Tanya and I are really, key. The points you earn are for your personal and your team development, but they don't count for everything that we look for the label winner. There are certain things that aren't point assessed, and we look at everything when we determine who that winner is. So they might be on the top in the points, but they may not be the one that's getting it because there's other factors in there. So the point system is for the travel cash, and we said that if we have 25 earned dinner, we will do another year of the label winner. And we had to get Peter on board. We did it in a meeting, and I put everybody kind of on the spot to do it, and it was felt pretty dang inspired. And you guys, to do a label, like, there's only so many wines that we're going to be able to do out of Napa and Sonoma, so it gets harder, right, to add more of those. And so I just want you guys to know, like, how prestigious of an award it is, and then we get to do all that, and it's something we can, we can't do a gazillion of them, right? Because there's only so many wines we're going to be creating, and you only release so many wines a year, and we're releasing our favorites over and over again. So as the new vintages come out. So anyway, this is the point. This is the points, and you earn the points by various things. New members you bring in, new members your groups bring in, they're all business growing things that happen, and as people get in the IBO program, we add points. Those are the manual points. As you do a social media broadcast of an opening, you get points. You share on the Saturdays, you get points, like and Laura's getting points but she does this anyway, she loves to do this, but she gets points, and so does anybody else helps on the Saturdays. There's none like I guess we get points for other measurements. So we'll talk about that more and more, but you earn the points. And this is basically everybody being active, right? The more active you are, the more you're growing your business, the more you're chasing your goals, the more points you get, right? It's what happens, right? When you're in marketing, you get perks. The more you do, the more you get. And so this is the travel credits, and it starts at 300 points. So 300 points, you're getting $200 towards your travel. Now you have to attend that event in the fall, right? So we're going to know when that event is coming up soon. We'll make some adjustments and know when that is, and you get points, right? And those points are redeemable for travel credit, which comes to you in the form of a bonus in your DTCA pay, but you have to attend the event. If you earn the money and don't attend the event, you don't get it. And just so you guys know, we're already paying out a tremendous amount in the comp plan. This isn't out of the comp plan. This is a PR budget that we set up and created for this measurement and to put out there. And it literally is to reward those and help the leadership grow. But 300 points, 500 points, 700 points, and it literally, the points become more valuable as you get more going. And if you're just doing the bare minimum of doing the social awareness and building your audience, you're able to get travel credit. Basically, you can earn your ticket, you can earn all sorts of things just by doing the measurable stuff we ask you to do every month. Things you should be doing anyway to promote your business. So that's there. And then as you're building, it starts going up. Now I'm just going to point this out. We got 8 months more to go. We're basically a third of the way there. Dinner is at 1,500 points. Actually, sorry, yeah, 1,500 points. 1,500 points is the dinner, okay? And that's at the fall 2023 event. I need to update that to the 2024 event. Like I noticed that typo. That's 2024. I'll fix that soon. And that's what the points are. So we need to hit 1,500. 25 to hit 1,500. We want to see more than that, but if we do that, we're going to do another wine label. Now I'm going to pull this. This is where we're at. A third of the way in. So we need 25 to be basically like, that goes down to 25. Like you see the points coming in there. We're all within, it's activity based. It's so doable, completely doable. And especially as you're growing, the bigger your teams grow, the more points you're getting. Now I'll point this out there. Miss Dina Eddy, who is our number 1 recruiter, no shocking that she's up there. That's a lot of personal production and her group's growing. But you guys, this is what happens. Linda Horn, who won the label, there's no shocker. She's up there, right? Jackie's right up there. I mean, you can tell who's like in the race for it. Tony Thomas, look where she's at. Building, duplicating, a lot of that's personal, building. Look at that. Donna's already won. Niall's already won. They're still contending, but they can't win the label again. And then we got, look, Angie Bond is up there. Stacy Southward. Deanna Young's already won a label, but she's still contending. Trevor Aarons, Nell Galinsky. I mean, anybody here, like they're in the race. And I've seen people jump up hundreds of points in a single week. And again, we have a lot of points that aren't been added, but there's a lot that it's the contention's there. Like you guys are on pace, but it's just like I tell everybody, if you're bringing in 2 to 3 new PBS students to get going in this process here, you're probably going to achieve everything. 2 to 3 a week.
Let's
Go
let
ahead.
Laura finish the last pairing, and then we can get back and talk a little bit more about this because I want to finish up with that. But we'll let Laura. She's cooked all this. I want to see what she's got.
Absolutely.
Okay, one of the things I love about Rory is like his enthusiasm. It's pretty contagious. So make sure you catch whatever bug he's got that he's giving you. Okay, so my last dish is the ragu, right? So like I said, it's been sitting for a few hours. I'm running out of pasta. No, anyway, I'm just kidding. There's always pasta, right? So basically, I did a combo of the last two with the chickpea and the corn, and I'll let you take a quick look at this. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my. That looks delicious.
Yeah. So I paired it with the Antonio Cabernet Sauvignon. This is a great pairing because the richness of the meat and the acidity of the meat and the pasta and the sauce will come together in this heavier wine, and it will taste absolutely delicious. So let's try a forkful of that. And I would just love to eat this whole plate, but I can't do it because it would be really rude. Oh, that sauce,
Mm.
right?
It's
Oh,
phenomenal.
God, I'm good.
I'm almost
Okay.
finished.
And it brings out the plums in the wine.
Brings out the plums in the wine.
Mm.
Oh, you guys are killing me here. I wanna
I'm
be there.
dying. I'm dying
I-
over
I,
here.
I feel heavily
Come to
attacked and
Canada. I'm
insulted.
only in Toronto.
I feel like our Canadian friend has personally attacked me to torment me this morning with all this pasta and different sauces.
Fantastic wine, fantastic pairing. Do you guys have any words of wisdom on that?
I can't stop eating it.
I can't stop eating it. Okay, that's good.
And it really does
Wow.
bring out plums in the wine, which is unusual. It doesn't happen very often. But the sauce is just rich and meaty and flavorful,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Amazing.
Awesome. James, do you have any, honey, do you have any words of to say?
Yeah.
You can come over here, you know, it's not like a no-fly zone.
One word. Yum. But all counts. The wine and the pasta. That's just awesome.
James,
Yeah.
you do this.
Wow. Manja, manja, manja. Wow, wow, wow.
Say
wow.
hi.
No, no,
Take
okay,
us
we're
some.
good. Just takes over, man. I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
It's like, give him a bed, he takes the whole thing. So that's my presentation for today. I hope you guys gained some education about your pasta, what you may like, what you like, and why. Try everything with each pasta, you know. I just gave you tips on what I do, but what you like is really the most important thing. And thank you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to come here. You will see my name way higher on that list. It's coming. So I really am grateful to Tanya, Rory, and of course Jackie, who's one of my very good friends, to have me here today. And I'm excited about doing another one of these because I got to think of something cool to do. So
Well, we're
right.
definitely going to have you back on. Thank you. Thank you. All
Thanks,
I can
everybody.
say is wow, wow, wow. You do a phenomenal job. Thank you so much. So many nuggets. Enjoy her page. Give it some love, guys. She really does this from her heart. You can tell every time she's on. What a phenomenal show. So we are going to conclude our show and turn it back over to Rory and Tanya. I think Tanya has some closing words, but we're here every week, same time, same channel. So please join us. Tanya.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Laura. That was delicious. Thank you. I just enjoy your wine and your pasta, and I can't wait to eat with you. So maybe in Dallas we can get to. But anyway, oh yeah, and you need to let me know your wine, honey, because I need to bring some wine because here's this guys, another thing I want to say. She's our Canadian friend, but she's not getting wine, but she's selling wine. So you guys, I mean, if anybody can do it, you know, if she can do it, anybody can do it, right? And so yeah, it's just amazing. But yeah, you guys, I want to make sure that you guys are putting this whole thing on your radar with our contest, everything that we're doing, because we're really trying to give back to you guys to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to get to an event, to be able to participate in the growth and the development that happens at these things. And you guys, unless you've been, you just don't know. I mean, you know how phenomenal it is to be out walking in the hotel and seeing a group of our people working together, working on their pages, working on ideas. It's so inspiring, and just to be a part of that group, to jump in and be a part there too. That's just that energy and that synergy that you get that you can't get unless you go to an event. So we will have the dates for that coming up, but also, you know, we have this other event coming as well that it's just in another month and a half. So you guys be there. It's an investment in yourself and an investment to keep growing. But Rory, what else did you want to say about I think we're talking about the wine labels, right? Was that where we're finishing up with?
And how to earn the points. I'm gonna just put this out there, right? And I'm gonna say something because Laura, you're building your team. You're doing that leadership thing. You're developing your team members, and that's the stages of building, right? You go out in personal production. We've seen your personal production, and we know what you can do. But then you're developing others and getting them to duplicate, and that's where the power part happens. Linda Horn, she won the label because for years she built her team, and then the team kicked in. And for her, it kicked in at the right time because she just started soaring. That's how this goes. And it's in waves, right? And what we've established gives everybody a shot to soar. Everybody, because we got a quicker way to get people in. We got the team trainings going on, so you can develop your team together, and you don't have to spend as much time as we used to spend. We've been making the distance from start to winning shorter. And that creates the time advantage. We bought time. If you can duplicate people in days versus weeks and months, everything goes faster. The time it takes to duplicate is going to depict your success rate. And that's why everything that we were doing to complete the vision of getting everybody out of the way of having to be a presenter and just being somebody that does the BRT, connects the person with our process, and then lets the heavy lifting be done by the marketing tools we gave you, all the presentations, boom, boom, boom. Now everybody can duplicate quicker. Now it's just a matter of plugging them into the trainings that we do all week long to build the skill sets they need. The art of performance blogging. We teach people how to blog and build pages and market. The art of the BRT, how to be really good at communicating and getting people to trust you to listen to the solutions we have. Then we have what? Everything else is done in groups. And we teach to do the same thing. The skill sets we're focused on is the art of performance blogging, which is how to write, how to advertise, how to post, right? And we're going to be constantly working on that. And you're going to see us do a better and better job because we too don't have to present anymore. It's all done. Our message doesn't change. We've got our simplicity down. And that's what you want in marketing. Proper marketing, we know what it covers, but also has to deliver the message quicker. There's a great book. There's some great books I should recommend for everybody to read. And I have one that, let me see if I can, I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to recommend a book. I'm going to recommend a book today. I've read it several times. I'm going to let you guys know something. It's great for how we market, but it's got a lot of key things that make a lot of sense on where we go. And you guys are going to be reading this and going like, yeah, I can tell Rory's been using this stuff for years. And but I find common ground. I find people that have found out what I found over the years and they're putting it out there. This book, I actually have two. I have two books to recommend. These are my latest, greatest favorites. Okay. So, and this one comes up with a lot, so I'm gonna put it in the chat. I get them on Audible. I've had these in paperback or whatever else, and written on them. And you know, as we travel, I can't carry all my books with me, but I can. Right? I have my Kindle, and I have my app. I use Audible. Okay, I should put a link out for it. You know, they have a referral program. Audible has a referral program, guys. I bet you I built a page on it. I'm sure I have in my past. I should check. All right. But Audible, I'm gonna share this with you. Here's the book. Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. All right. He's a very dynamic marketer. He reads it in Audible. He reads it himself. Which hats off to that, right? And he has some very awesome philosophies, and it's just about simplicity. And he tells you how to do your stories. And I'm going to tell you this, Niall, this book, if you haven't read it, you and I need to, there's a lot of collaboration necessary in this on helping you build your story that you share. Like we're storytellers. In case anybody hasn't told you, in marketing, we are telling a story. Stories sell, facts tell. Stories, and I also heard the other one, which is stories sell, facts smell, right? You don't need to worry about the facts and getting people into the grass, no, or the weeds. You need to keep people short. They need to understand things. Believe it or not, they don't have a long attention span. Especially online, you got to be boom, 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 so they get the point. And that's why you want to open up like that. And videos are great because we can do that, and we can go longer if we can entertain them. But entertainment is doing the story right. Okay, now short facts, boom, boom, boom. So anybody here that's writing pages, that should be everybody. This book is going to be awesome. Okay, next one. And this next one, I need to talk about a little bit. I got to spell his name right. This book, I don't know. I think I've listened to this over and over again. I think Tanya's like on the plane with me, and I'm like going, yeah, and I'm like, amen, brother. That's it. This book is one of those ones that just makes me go, yeah, you are so right. That's how it works. And I had to go through a lot of decades of experience and a lot of ownership positions, the CEO stuff. This book, I want you guys to understand that everybody here needs to be developing your leadership skills as an actual CEO. You are the CEO of your businesses. It doesn't matter if you're a business of one, you're in a community here, but you need to learn how to be a CEO. And it's also, you want to be a CEO of your own family empire. The skill sets of a CEO that's successful, the skill sets of a successful CEO is great to run your family economy. How it literally teaches you how not to sweat the small stuff, how to let things progress, and how to build people up. Good CEOs make the people around them better. Allow them to grow, right? And it's something that's really hard for a control freak to do. Is like I'm gonna bring up a couple points, and you're gonna hear it more and more in the trainings. I can jump in and do everything, and because I know I can, you want to do that. But I learned a long time ago that if I don't develop the leaders, I'll never have a life. I won't be able to keep time with my wife, which means I'll have a horrible life because she won't be happy, right? You want to balance out everything. If you're a proper CEO, you learn how to balance out your life. Yeah. And this book, I've listened to it so many times because I always pull out something else out of it, but also it's well put together. Okay, I'm going to tell you this book. I'm going to type it out and then I'll say it. And this is one of those books that a lot of people probably wouldn't go pick up because of the title, because you don't think this belongs to you. It does. It belongs to anybody that comes into our family. They need to be learning this stuff. So Jim Schlexer, I can barely say his name. He wrote this one. It's called Great CEOs Are Lazy. Okay? Great CEOs are lazy. And I'm just gonna say something. I have learned how to be the CEO from mentors I've had. But when I read this, when I first read this book, I was laughing. Because it's like, yep, I learned, yep. That's how it is. But he gives explanation on why you do things that way. I did it because I was taught to do that. Laura, you raised your hand. You have some comments? You love this stuff too.
Yeah, leadership is my jam, right? And so I feel like there's so many aspects to it. It's such a huge subject, but if it comes down to, especially with our group, building confidence and having faith and knowing what you're doing is on the path, and being able to foster that in your students and see them step into their power. There is nothing better than that. There's not. This last weekend, where I had promoted one of my students in my martial arts club to senior master, which is 20 years of training. And she's shown great leadership in my school, and you have great leaders like that in your organization. And so it's creating a legacy for the world, not just for that person or the people in your organization. So how much can you change people so that they contribute more to the world? And that's really what it's about.
It's that ripple effect I constantly talk about, because one person can actually impact a lot. They teach, that's just something I want to go back. They teach us that you can. They teach you just a drop in a bucket. You pull your finger out. No one will know you're missing. Like I was taught that in school. I was taught that, right? And I remember, I should go into this. So we had the president of one of the companies that I was the VP marketing. I won't talk about this company, but the name. But he would say stuff like that, and I would be like, oh, you are not the mentor I need. You are not what I need to have here, because he would teach the things that I already been learning were absolute falsehoods, right? One person can impact your business, and you lose that person, you will feel it. Because if the person actually, and the problem is if you don't feed and fester growth, you're going to lose great people, and they're going to go build it somewhere else. and you had that chance. You had the chance as an individual to make that person better. And if you didn't, that's on you. Now, if they don't accept it, that's a whole nother thing. But we want to make it so open so that we don't hold back from anybody. And I'm just going to put this out there. When you read The Great CEOs Are Lazy, and I'm putting this out to all the MSIs, PSIs, GSIs, and I know some of you, there's times I might even be a little bit frustrating because you'll bring a problem to me, and I'll just be like super patient and calm. I learned how to do that from a mentor of mine that it used to frustrate me. I'll just put that out there until I realized what he was doing. And so when you read this book, you're going to be going, oh, I promise you, you're going to be going, that's why he does it. And it'll probably rub under you a little bit, but you push people to grow, right? You push them to grow, right? And when you have people that you're watching them learn and develop, and you know they're not at the stages they need to be at, nothing grows without toil, right? If it's easy, it doesn't go up, right? It goes against things, right? You'll watch, you watch it just get a little bit of encouragement and it grows, where if it would have been easy, it wouldn't have. Right? You see that in nature, you see that in everything. But sometimes I'll sit back and watch the person create the solution. And the thing about it is we've established our core values. So everybody knows it's got to be within the core values. And how do we solve this? Right? How do we overcome this hurdle or this obstacle? These are great life skills that make us better people. And if I can tell you, I met with some dear friends before we moved from Utah, and one of them hadn't seen me for a while, and we're talking, and he just said, he gave me one of the biggest compliments I've received. He said, Rory, I cannot just tell you how much you've grown. Like, I mean, you used to be so hard to talk to because you knew everything, and you would just, it was hard to talk. Now you listen better, and I was just like, well, thank you, but I have grown, right? And Triple R247 has made me grown because I want to be the best I can. I want to lead better. I want to help more people, and I want to be able to communicate better, and I want to be able to do it with an understanding of who that is. So these are all skill sets we want you guys to have, and it's not going to come from any one thing. It's going to come from a combination of things. And if there's one thing that I can get across to everybody, there's no one solution. That's why I teach multiple legs of marketing. You can't just rely on one leg of marketing. You better be doing at least three. At least three. You have to. You want to succeed? Multiple. So like leadership training, you better be reading books. You better be taking the courses, right? We have this incredible bank training that we love, that Laura instructs on and does for us here. It's one leg of marketing. You need to be still reaching out and doing other things, but it's great to have something that falls within our core values that we can instruct with. We've got some developments coming in the first of the year, guys. Right now, you guys know what to do. Get everybody in motion. And one of the best things for that is V marketing. If you're not doing V marketing actively, you're missing one of the most powerful legs. And just so you know, it's so powerful, it has legs of its own. V marketing has multiple legs of marketing. And this is a good way to seclude this. Niall, Dina, I know, I'm not sure which one of you is going to be leading today. Or do we have Andy coming back on, or whoever's coming on today? Dina's on today.
Yeah, I'm on.
Number one is on today. You guys get to learn. You guys get to listen to number one. The number one Eddie. It gets to talk today.
I feel the love.
V marketing, guys.
I can say something there, but I won't.
V marketing is a skill set we teach you guys how to do the art of the BRT, but the V marketing represents legs of marketing. Right? We have several different types of leads that are our student leads. There's different levels. There's different ways we bring them in. Multiple legs. We don't rely on any one thing. Okay. Now there are SD, SDR, 101s. That's three separate type of leads that feed that. And each of those has different legs that feed it. So you guys, as you do one thing, you do all things. And I was on a very awesome phone call with the lead colleague, and he's like, Rory, he's like, we got to tell you, everybody wonders how you pulled this off for so long. They've lost money. They had to start over again. And there's a guy he called me for some help, and I just said, you better have big freaking coffers. You better have millions of dollars behind you. He's like, what? I'm like, you're gonna have bad months. You guys, we just had a horrible month.
Yeah.
And I won't go into the details, but I can tell you these are problems you guys don't have to weather it because we the group we do well, but we lost almost $22,000 in a single day running ads. Okay, I mean lost like it was spent. Nothing's coming in from it. We hope something gains from the attrition or the ascension, but it was a horrible couple of days of stuff running, and I think we kind of are experts at this, and we still did, and you're figuring out how it goes, and in some snaps you're fine again. But generating leads, you guys don't have to feel this pain, but we have huge coffers that allows us to deal with that. And we all know we can right the ship over time, but you guys, just so you guys know, there's a reason people can't compete with us long term, because they didn't put the foundation in place to build it. And 1 month, 2 months of badness, they're out. They're out of business. Some of them lose their homes because they've leveraged their home against it, right? And we watched it, and they're like, "We don't know how you do it all." And I said, "Well, you guys know when I first started out, I knew what it would take. So I built and I built and I built, and we built the coffers up so that we could run this properly. You guys, we have the foundation to create hundreds, thousands, maybe even more millionaires here. We can make that impact, because if we create 1,000 millionaires, okay?
And we'd love to do it.
Oh, 1,000 millionaires, right? That's billions. That's when you hit 1,000 millionaires, now you're in the billions. Just so you guys understand. Like, I'm not just throwing out numbers. 1,000 millionaires means you're doing more than $1 billion in revenue, not sales. That means we're doing billions in sales. But it takes a foundation to build that. And that's what we've been building this entire time in Triple R 247. We hit the vision point. Now we have the foundation to do that. Now it's just getting everybody on the same path to teach the same things, to duplicate as fast as possible, and get the word out there and pay it forward to more and more people. That's where we're at. We're in build mode. Now, we constantly can add stuff because we can add spokes to our wheel. We got that PBS at the foundation that allows all of this. And you guys, that type of forward thinking allows the big freaking successes to happen. You can't do it overnight. You can't do it in a year. You can't do it in a decade. It takes a long time to build a foundation. Why? The number one asset we have is the people. Training, developing. So that's what we get to focus on now, is focusing on that, because the rest is already in place. The foundation's in place. Now we get to focus on leadership development to follow the path that we already have, and to get the word out to more and more people, help the success, create more success. That's where we all are at, folks. Okay, so Dina, are you ready?
Stop the live, Rory.
Oh, yeah, because we will never do this live because we can't. So if you know where to go there. If you're watching this, if you're catching the replay and you're not part of the community yet, 1-877-310-5353. Awesome instructors answer that phone. Talk to them, see if you like them, and get on board. Otherwise, if someone brought you here, you can find us, right? And then rrr247.com, the path is there as well. All right. God bless. Love you guys. I'm going to